Did you know some Lincoln pennies, even in bad condition, can be worth millions of dollars? In this video, we're revealing the rarest state pennies that collectors are hunting for, coins so valuable, they could change your life. Stick around, because you might have one hiding in your drawer. First up, the 1993 Lincoln penny, struck at the Denver Mint D Mint mark, is a part of the long-running Lincoln cent series that began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, and although the 1993 issue is considered a modern coin, its presence in circulation, particularly in bad condition, provides an extensive window into both numismatic study and everyday American history, as it illustrates not only the physical journey of coins in the economy but also the persistence of design elements over decades, and despite its commonality in mintages, with the Denver Mint producing over 1.4 billion pennies that year, its worn examples tell unique stories of wear, environmental exposure, and human interaction. The obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, continues to feature Lincoln's right-facing portrait with fine details in his hair, facial features, and coat lapel, though in heavily circulated coins much of this definition is flattened or partially erased, leaving only faint impressions that hint at the original artistry, and the inscriptions, including, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1993 D, while technically present, often show varying degrees of fading, scratches, and corrosion, depending on the coin's journey through decades of circulation, including exposure to acidic environments, moisture, rough handling in pockets and cash registers, and repeated physical contact with other coins, which results in color changes from the original reddish copper hue to shades of brown, black, or greenish toning. The reverse side, showcasing the Lincoln Memorial, originally introduced in 1959 for Lincoln's 150th birthday, is intended to depict the neoclassical monument in intricate detail, including its columns, steps, and the miniature statue of Lincoln inside the memorial chamber, but on a penny in bad condition, these fine features are often eroded or partially obscured, leaving only a general outline, which paradoxically allows collectors and students of numismatics to study the effects of wear patterns over decades, observe how high points of a design wear first, and understand circulation dynamics, while also providing insight into the metallurgy and resilience of the coin's 95% copper and 5% zinc composition, which, although durable, reacts over time to oxygen, humidity, and environmental acids, sometimes producing green or black corrosion spots known as verdigris. Even in such heavily circulated states, the 1993 D penny serves as a practical example of coin grading techniques, illustrating the distinctions between grades such as good G, very good VG, and fine F, and allowing numismatists to examine how post-mint wear affects surfaces, relief depth, and edge definition, while also studying subtler aspects like die alignment, minor die cracks, and possible minting anomalies, which can occasionally be observed even on worn specimens, such as weakly struck dates, off-center planchettes, small die chips, or minor doubling effects, all of which add educational value, historical context, and sometimes collector interest. Moreover, the 1993 D penny represents a slice of American economic and cultural history, as it circulated during a period of economic transition in the United States, bridging the early 1990s post-recession recovery and the burgeoning technological and global commerce era, and its daily use in vending machines, banks, and transactions reflects the everyday interaction of citizens with their economy, while also serving as a tangible piece of material culture. The coin's dimensions, including a 19.05 mm diameter, 1.52 mm thickness, and 2.5 gram weight, combined with its reedless edge, make it a practical, standardized object, but when worn, these specifications can be slightly diminished due to erosion and flattening, providing further points of study for collectors and historians analyzing circulation effects. Even though a 1993 D penny in bad condition generally carries only face value for transactional purposes, it holds value in completing date and mint collections, serving as an example of post-1982 copper-plated zinc coins, and contributing to historical, numismatic, and educational collections, particularly for students learning coin history, metallurgy, or the evolution of the Lincoln cent series. Additionally, the coin in bad condition illustrates the human narrative of objects in circulation, as scratches, dents, discoloration, and even environmental staining tell a story of its journey through countless hands, pockets, cash registers, vending machines, and coin jars, making each specimen unique despite its ubiquity. The 1993 D Lincoln penny also serves as a reference for error study, as even minor deviations in die alignment, weak strikes, or planchette flaws can be documented, compared, and understood, offering insights into the minting process, quality control standards at the Denver Mint, and the physics of mass coin production, where billions of coins are struck and distributed annually, yet minute imperfections remain inevitable. Furthermore, the coin embodies cultural continuity, retaining Lincoln's visage and the memorial design as enduring symbols of American values, history, and artistry, and even in poor condition, it can be appreciated as a representation of both artistry and history, demonstrating the interplay of design, utility, and the passage of time, while also providing a tactile link to an era over 30 years past, offering students, collectors, and historians a concrete way to interact with history, monetary policy, and the everyday life of Americans in 1993. The coin's worn surfaces, flattened relief, and patina illustrate principles of oxidation, corrosion, and metal fatigue, making it a teaching tool for metallurgists, chemists, and educators, while its continued presence in circulation emphasizes the durability of minting materials and methods, even under harsh usage conditions. In short, the 1993 D Lincoln penny in bad condition, while common and modest in market value, remains a profoundly informative, historically rich, and culturally resonant artifact, illustrating the life cycle of coinage, the intricacies of minting, the effects of wear and circulation, and the enduring legacy of one of America's most iconic coins, providing collectors, numismatists, and historians with endless study opportunities, while also serving as a humble reminder of the ways in which everyday objects can carry historical, educational, and artistic significance across decades, encapsulating both the story of Abraham Lincoln's commemoration and the practical realities of coin circulation, making it simultaneously mundane, fascinating, and endlessly instructive. Next up, the 1981 Lincoln penny, produced at the Philadelphia Mint and therefore lacking a mint mark, represents an important continuation of the historic Lincoln cent series, a coinage lineage that began in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and although 1981 was not particularly notable in terms of rarity for standard circulation, the study of coins in bad condition, which includes heavy wear, scratches, discoloration, flattened relief, and other circulation marks, offers numismatists, historians, and collectors a remarkable opportunity to observe the effects of decades of handling, environmental exposure, and human interaction on everyday U.S. coinage, providing insight not only into the physical durability of coinage materials but also into the economic and social context of the era. The obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, maintains Lincoln's right-facing portrait, including the detailed hair strands, prominent cheekbones, and thoughtful expression, along with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," at the top, "Liberty," to the left, and the date, 1981, to the right. Although on heavily circulated or bad condition examples, much of this detail is worn smooth, leaving only faint impressions of the original artistry, with scratches, dents, and surface discoloration often obscuring finer features, which paradoxically allows collectors to study the coin's wear patterns, observe the high points of relief that erode first, and understand the circulation dynamics over the past 4 decades. The reverse side of the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, showing the neoclassical monument with its columns, steps, and the tiny depiction of Lincoln's seated statue inside, but in pennies in poor condition, these intricate details are often flattened or barely visible, leaving only an outline or shadow of the original design, which serves as a physical record of extensive circulation and handling, as pennies passed through countless pockets, vending machines, cash registers, and coin jars over the years. The 1981 penny, like most post-1982 cents, is composed primarily of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, giving it its characteristic reddish-brown hue, although earlier 1981 coins retained the mostly copper composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, and in bad condition examples, the surface may show darkening, black or greenish patina, corrosion, or even pitting caused by oxidation, acidic contact, or environmental moisture, illustrating the chemical and physical changes that coins undergo over decades, making them fascinating objects of study for both metallurgists and numismatists. Despite the coin's low market value in poor condition, generally around face value, the 1981 Lincoln penny without a mint mark remains a significant example in a date and mint collection, especially for collectors seeking to understand the full spectrum of circulation wear, minting consistency, dye variation, and post-mint handling effects, as well as for historians exploring the economic and cultural context of everyday coinage during the early 1980s, a period marked by economic recovery from the late 1970s inflation, a growing population, and extensive reliance on coin-based transactions in daily life. Heavily worn pennies like the 1981 Philadelphia examples are also ideal for educational purposes, demonstrating grading techniques such as distinguishing good G, very good VG, and fine F condition, identifying post-mint damage versus natural wear, and recognizing subtle dye flaws or anomalies, such as weak strikes, off-center planchettes, or minor dye cracks, which can occasionally be detected even in heavily circulated coins, providing additional learning opportunities and insights into the minting processes at the Philadelphia Mint, where millions of coins were produced with strict quality standards but where slight imperfections were inevitable in mass production. The coin's standard specifications, including 19.05 mm diameter, 1.52 mm thickness, and 2.5 grams weight, remain consistent even in bad condition, though wear and erosion can reduce visible relief and crispness of edges, further emphasizing the interplay between material durability and decades of circulation. Beyond its physical and numismatic attributes, the 1981 Lincoln penny without a mint mark serves as a historical artifact, reflecting not only the continuity of Lincoln's commemoration on U.S. coinage but also the everyday experiences of Americans in the early 1980s, from mundane commercial transactions to the passage of small currency through homes, banks, and businesses, each scratch and dent telling a small story of its journey. In addition, the coin provides a reference point for metallurgical and chemical study, illustrating the behavior of copper and zinc alloys over time, the development of surface oxidation, and the impact of environmental factors on small metallic objects, making even a worn, low-value coin a meaningful object of scientific observation. Collectors also value such coins for their role in completing date and mint sets, studying circulation patterns, and teaching the fundamentals of coin grading, history, and design evolution, as the 1981 penny captures a snapshot of American minting practices, economic conditions, and cultural values, linking modern collectors to the broader narrative of the Lincoln cent series, which has endured for more than a century. The coin's presence in collections, drawers, and coin jars across the United States further exemplifies the resilience of mass-produced coins and the stories embedded in everyday objects, as each 1981 penny, regardless of condition, offers a tangible connection to history, economics, artistry, and metallurgy, making it an educational, historical, and cultural artifact that transcends its nominal value, demonstrating that even coins in bad condition serve as a testament to the enduring legacy of Lincoln's portrait, the meticulous design of the memorial reverse, and the fascinating journey of U.S. currency through decades of circulation, while also providing endless opportunities for collectors, historians, and educators to explore, document, and understand the physical, chemical, and historical narratives embodied in a small, seemingly ordinary piece of American money. Next up, the 1995 Lincoln penny, struck at the Denver Mint D Mint mark, represents one of the widely circulated yet historically significant coins of the Lincoln cent series, a numismatic lineage that began in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and although the 1995 issue was produced in massive quantities, over 1.4 billion coins minted at Denver alone, it still offers remarkable insights for collectors, historians, and enthusiasts, particularly when examined in bad condition, where heavy circulation has resulted in flattened relief, extensive scratches, dents, discoloration, and loss of the original luster, making it a fascinating study in the life cycle of modern coinage, the interaction between human handling and metallurgy, and the resilience of U.S. mint production standards. The obverse of the coin continues to feature the iconic right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, capturing Lincoln's solemn expression, defined cheekbones, carefully detailed hair strands, and the subtle lines of his coat lapel. But in heavily worn coins these fine features are often barely discernible, leaving only faint impressions or shadows of the original artistry, while the inscriptions, including, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1995 D, can be partially or almost completely worn away depending on the extent of circulation, environmental exposure, and mechanical contact over decades, including repeated movement through pockets, cash registers, vending machines, coin jars, and high-traffic areas, which collectively serve as a historical record of everyday American life and coin usage. The reverse side of the 1995 penny maintains the classic Lincoln memorial design, first introduced in 1959, intended to honor Lincoln's 150th birth anniversary, featuring the neoclassical architectural details of the memorial, including its columns, steps, and the miniature depiction of the seated Lincoln statue. Though in pennies in poor condition, the intricate features are often flattened, blurred, or nearly erased, leaving a ghostly outline that still communicates the original design intent, while simultaneously offering numismatists an opportunity to study wear patterns, such as the progressive erosion of high-relief areas, the subtle effects of handling on planchette surfaces, and the impact of environmental factors like moisture, temperature variation, and contact with acidic materials on the coin's surface. The metal composition of the 1995 Lincoln penny consists of a 97.5% zinc core with a 2.5% copper plating, a formula adopted post-1982, which results in a coin that is lighter than pre-1982 95% copper pennies, and in bad condition, the thin copper plating often wears away to reveal the dull gray zinc beneath, leading to discoloration, spotting, or patchy corrosion, which can vary in intensity depending on storage conditions, circulation exposure, and chemical interactions with the environment, providing valuable lessons in metallurgical durability, oxidation processes, and the physical longevity of modern coinage. Even in heavily worn condition, the 1995 D penny offers extensive educational value for those studying coin grading, illustrating distinctions between good G, very good VG, and fine F coins, allowing collectors to practice identifying subtle post-mint damage versus natural wear, as well as recognizing die flaws, weak strikes, or minor planchette imperfections, which are sometimes visible even in circulated coins, offering insight into the minting process, quality control at the Denver Mint, and the realities of mass production where billions of coins are struck with precision yet minor anomalies inevitably occur. Beyond its physical and numismatic properties, the 1995 D Lincoln penny in poor condition represents a window into American cultural, economic, and historical context in the mid-1990s, reflecting a society in economic recovery and technological expansion, where pennies were still heavily utilized for everyday transactions, vending, savings, and collections, passing through countless hands and recording traces of human activity in the form of wear, scratches, and discoloration. thereby becoming a tangible artifact of daily life, commerce, and history. Despite the fact that pennies in bad condition generally hold only face value in the marketplace, they remain valuable to collectors completing date and mint sets, studying circulation patterns, teaching coin grading, and understanding the effects of wear and environmental interaction on metal alloys, while also offering subtle opportunities to detect minor minting anomalies such as die cracks, weakly struck dates, slight doubling, or misaligned planchettes, which may increase interest among specialized collectors. The dimensions of the 1995 penny, 19.05 mm in diameter, 1.52 mm thickness, and 2.5 grams in weight, along with its smooth, reedless edge, remain largely consistent even in circulated or heavily worn specimens, though extensive wear can reduce the apparent thickness, blur relief lines, and flatten edges, which provides further data points for examining the physical effects of long-term circulation, friction, and mechanical contact, while also serving as a case study in how a modern coin survives decades of use. From a broader perspective, the 1995 D Lincoln penny in bad condition embodies the intersection of artistry, metallurgy, economic utility, and historical storytelling, as it connects modern collectors to more than a century of Lincoln cent production, provides insight into the durability of the copper-plated zinc formula, demonstrates the impact of human activity on material objects, and offers educational opportunities in coin grading, circulation study, and minting analysis, all while remaining a humble, everyday artifact that quietly chronicles the passage of time, the evolution of American currency, and the enduring legacy of one of the nation's most iconic coins. Moreover, even worn pennies offer subtle aesthetic appeal and cultural resonance, as collectors, educators, and historians can examine traces of original design, study wear and toning patterns, and appreciate the intricate relationship between minting precision, human handling, and environmental exposure, which collectively transform a common coin into a unique story-bearing object. In essence, the 1995 Lincoln D penny in bad condition, while not rare or highly valuable monetarily, is an incredibly rich artifact for numismatic study, historical education, metallurgical observation, and cultural reflection, demonstrating how even the most ordinary, heavily circulated coins carry layers of history, science, and artistry, making them endlessly fascinating for enthusiasts of all kinds, while also serving as a reminder of the enduring design of Lincoln's portrait, the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, and the unbroken lineage of the Lincoln cent series, which has spanned more than a century of American life and continues to circulate in homes, collections, and commerce worldwide. Please like and subscribe to my channel.